Hello everyone, this is Serpent Mongrel again with a recent, I guess like, yeah, I guess a kind of like a really teeny tiny update for my, what was it, for my, I guess like introductory survival map that I'm working on, currently named Hidden Hatred. This music is distracting me, sorry about that. But yeah, I'm also going to be playing, or, just doing like a recording kind of a play test just to see how things work. I'm probably only going to do it for like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something. Just to make sure that everything is working right. So here it goes. So in the beginning, you spawn in, and there's this area, and subtitles read, "I don't know how to express that being with someone so dangerous was the last time I felt safe." This is actually an excerpt from, I think, from a book or a movie called uh, White Oleander, which I've never seen before, but from what I understand, it's a coming of age movie. I like the line a lot for some reason, and I don't know, I guess just that simply was the inspiration for all this. So, take a look around. There's absolutely nothing around you. Also, here's my avatar, my armor, which changes colors every now and then because I'm just like that. And this is an interactable, only thing you can interact with. And it says, "Do you feel safe?" You press it, and that happens. Which is supposed to happen on purpose, actually, because it brings you over here, disables the player start, and that's over on the adjacent area. And you have these four things. Now this is supposed to be kind of like a brief gameplay description, setting the standard for how I'm going to make my maps. And the subtitles read, "Before I display a message, I would like to give a shout out to Z-Manzilla for his contribution on this demo. And if you'd like to give me your feedback, you can contact me through my YouTube channel, Journey Sit. Hope you enjoy." So here's the brief gameplay description. And this is uh, pretty much establishing key points on how I'm going to be, uh, with, in terms of design, I guess I'm just going to kind of wing it because that's what I did for Hidden Hatred anyway. Uh, but for, but from a gameplay standpoint, or like in terms of logic, I wanted to really put an emphasis on, the whole in-map reset thing. So, you see in 1, player death will bring you to the start and reset certain events to avoid loading times and walks of shame. And 2, high risks equals high rewards, and some rooms that undergo a lockdown are just that, so be cautious. And this is for particular rooms that you don't have to go through. Uh, I mean, I guess like I still have lockdown modules uh, planned at some point, but at the same time, there's certain ones that are a lot harder than just like super hard to the point that you can easily get your ass kicked. But at the same time, once you go through it, you can get something ridiculously rewarding out of it. Like, I don't know, like major points or just something. I'll think of something. I don't know. I'll get weird with my rewards instead of just getting a powerful weapon. I don't know. Uh, then in 3, uh, it says holding the jump button grants 150% speed and damage grants 175% speed, so bunny hopping is highly encouraged. Now, the thing with this, I should explain further, is that holding jump only stays at 150% speed. So you can use that as a sprint button essentially, but having the damage on granting 175% speed, that only lasts for 1 second. And say for example that you're holding the sprint button and then you get hit enabling the 175% speed boost, then uh, after that 1 second you go back to normal speed. And that's part of the reason that I try to encourage a bunny hopping, because with bunny hopping you can carry that momentum, especially in the flight of battle. uh, you're more than likely to end up having the chance of, for example, when you get hit but you slightly jump before you take that damage, you can actually cover a great distance, either just to get out of dodge and get from a particular area where you're surrounded, for example, things like that. Or, if you happen to lob a grenade at your feet or use the stun mod from the plasma rifle, all those things. You can really use bunny hopping to your advantage to go from one point to another, and probably get like a better vantage point, or something. For example, I guess bottlenecking your enemies. Like if you're surrounded and then they're all just kind of coming at you from different directions, you get hit, you can jump out of there, and then you have them all grouped together, and you could just take them out from there. Those are just examples. And then 4, it says reset your score and try again, or end the map with what you got. It's your choice. And that one in particular is Z-Man's idea. I think I said that in the last episode. But yeah, this is that's what this is here for. And then you have these 3 other ones, and you can interact with these. They have triggers on them. So this one says, "Do you seek vengeance?" And this will actually begin the survival. Like the survival fight. And then this green one here has hints on it. Do you seek guidance? And it'll give you hints at random about certain things. Let's see what we get. Slice them, dice them, shoot them full of holes, blow them to bits, vaporize them. And the next line reads, I should shorten that. No matter what you do, they'll still be back good as new. I'm quite lucky to get that on the first try, actually. In case some of you don't know where that's from, this is another excerpt from a really old video game called Max Payne, and it's during the first dream sequence when Max Payne is like having a nightmare, and it was right after you fight, what's his name? Shit. I forgot his name, but it's the crazy guy, the crazy guy when you go into Ragnarok, and he's like the big like psychotic mob boss. So that's where that is from. And then here we have the blue one, and it says, "Do you seek an end?" And this is the part where it'll actually end the entire survival map. So, also the objective here is that you can jump back into the fight as much as you want, but every time that you die and you jump back in, you would have to reset the score. So this is the point. This is the interactive where it's like, okay, so if you've had enough, but you have like an entire stack load of kills, like I don't know, 100 kills, depending on how long you've been playing it, then you could just come over here and end the entire map. And whatever kills you got, you would get SnapMap points. So, no defeat condition. You can fight as much as you want, get as many kills as you want, but getting that score, well, it might prove difficult. Because another thing is that when you start, the enemies do go from like a basic roster, I guess I'll call it. And you'll acquire certain weapons that are just, really basic, like even the rocket launcher, which, can prove useful in the beginning. But over time, as enemies spawn and spawn and spawn, I'm using like a ton of repeat, what are they called? I'm using a ton of the repeat logic, so enemies are just continuously spawning in, even to the point where there's just an ever expanding queue of spawns that haven't gone through yet, and there will be a certain point where you're just going to be surrounded by revenants and mancubi and barons and pinkies and hell knights. It gets absolutely ridiculous, but this is where it all starts. All the weapons except for the berserk pack is out of your reach, and it's particularly because when you go through any of these hallways, these have triggers and will start spawning in enemies. And even picking up the Berserk pack will spawn in enemies, but with pretty much it's set up front for you so you can pick it up first, and it'll start with the basic enemies, which is the imp. And also at the same time, just to give you a little bit of a power trip, getting my butt kicked, just to give the player a little bit of a power trip, spawn in a couple Hell Knights. So I know that Hell Knights can be really douchey in packs, so I just spawned a bunch with the Berserk packs so you can have some fun and just rip some heads off and punch them to a bloody orange pulp. You punch them into orange juice, punch them into demon juice. Here you go. Yeah. And the pinkies too. And there'll be, it's already getting a little crazy. Especially when, oh, here's the Revenant already. Especially when the demons themselves, oh, I'm surprised to see you here. On pickup, certain enemies will also spawn at random, so I just had that Baron spawn in at chance. So, this is what you gotta deal with. Oh, look, another Baron. Whoa. Whoa. Alright, that was a good jump. Just go for the Olympics. Oh man, but that was pretty ridiculous though. See him fly through the air, just soaring. Oh. Yep. Got my butt kicked. But yeah, this is pretty much what it's come down to. And also, there's also the yellow skull keys. I'm gonna pick up this rocket launcher real quick. Pick up these weapons too. There's also this yellow skull key here, which is what you will use for getting modded weapons, which should help you out some. Especially, oh wow, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot I haven't spawned in like that. I've been playtesting this for a long time too. I don't know why I'm surprised. And then I quickly become unsurprised. Yep. Alright, Racket Man. Ooh, yeah. Alright, so you can use the yellow key here, and it'll give you a modded weapon at random, including weapons that usually don't show up in the campaign. And as you would notice, the weapons, or the multiplayer weapons I'll call them, they aren't spawning around the arena, so you can't get them firsthand. So you would have to kind of work for your modded weapons. But yeah, this is what it's come down to. And also the Berserk spawns in every 3 minutes. But with each use, it does spawn in a particular group at random around this vicinity. So sometimes you'll get Pinky, sometimes you get Mancubi, sometimes you get just what's it? Oh, not a single Baron, a couple Barons, things like that. So I might make some changes. Probably change the respawn time for the Berserk pack. Maybe. Maybe I'll have weapons spawn with a certain delay, I guess. Like maybe the rocket launcher will be the last weapon to get spawned in, since it is pretty much the most useful weapon, considering that a lot of the enemies are just kind of packed together. In the way that, based on the way that I have this whole thing designed. And yeah, you see. Also thinking about maybe not so much the security guards. I think the security guards would kind of ruin it, or maybe they won't. I don't know. I have to see how it does. But yeah, you can see here that the whole bunny hopping thing is taking into effect. so every time I get hit, and you know, the more that I get hit, I have kind of like an increased chance to get that timing right, to be able to go from one distance to another, maybe just circle around an enemy, confuse them, you know, something. Oh, another Baron. Hi. But yeah, this is what I've got so far. Probably gonna release it soon. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll release it tomorrow. Maybe. Or maybe the day after that. Just, I don't know. Something. Yeah. I think it's been 5 minutes. I think it's been 5 minutes. Seems like 5 minutes. I think I'm also gonna change the passageways here. Maybe I'll make more passages to go through. Like maybe I'll take the fire stuff out here and move them really quick and open this up more, I guess. Because one thing I also notice a lot is that the enemies get snagged on there and they group up, which I guess kind of works with, you know, you just jump out of the other side or around the corner with a rocket launcher and just, you know, just pew 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 at them with the rocket launcher. But for the moment, yeah, this is what I got going on, and I'll probably release this as a beta actually. So, yeah. Right, so this is Serpent Mongrel, and I'll see you next time.